The Chicago Bears got some injury updates at the right time and some that are going to be questionable. We'll talk about it all and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today. The Chicago Bears have designated Tremaine Edmonds for a return from injury reserve, which opens up his 21-day practice window, the team announced today. Edmonds could play as early as this Sunday against the Green Bay Packers. This one comes from Ian Rappaport, that there is a real chance of this happening. Some may remember that Tremaine Edmonds did suffer a groin injury in Week 11 against the Minnesota Vikings that put him on IR, and so now the Bears could get him back ready for this playoff push, and especially in a big game against the Green Bay Packers. Tremaine Edmonds was having a solid season for the Chicago Bears. In a lot of ways, Tremaine really was having the season that we all kind of expected for him as a Chicago Bears linebacker under Dennis Allen, and then that came, to a halt after the injury. Of course, with him not being able to be out there on the field, but Dennis Allen has shown a great ability to get back to exactly who we wanted Tremaine Edmonds to be. And the way that Dennis Allen has schemed up Tremaine Edmonds this season, Tremaine has been back being a very big weapon for the Chicago Bears in coverage. And even with Tremaine Edmonds already only playing 10 games on the season. So even when he comes back, the max number of games he can play with is 13. He already has 89 total tackles on the season, 46 of those being solo, 1 sack, 4 interceptions that he has as well, and 9 passes deflected. He was on pace to have by far his best year in a Chicago Bears uniform, and that was under Dennis Allen. And you look at now Tremaine Edmonds returning back with 3 games. He could still break his tackle record, which is 121 tackles, if he comes back for the Chicago Bears and play these 3 games. If you look at the most tackles he's had in a Bears uniform, he's had 113 tackles. That was in 2023 with playing 15 games. He could break that. He can break that Bears record for him, his own personal Bears record. And we'll see if he can do that. Already having a sack, already having 4 interceptions. He's already matched his career high in interceptions just this season, only playing 10 games. So the ability to get Tremaine Edmonds back out there could be huge for the Chicago Bears team as they get ready for the playoffs. And we'll see. This was his pace to be his best season of his career. Let's see if he can hit that pace, especially for a Bears linebacking core that has learned to play without him. The depth that we can now have on that core with him, TJ Edwards, DeMarco Jackson, Noah Sewell, these are guys that can all really help the Chicago Bears. Ruben Hippolyte hasn't really made a big impact, but getting that depth back there can help Dennis Allen. And the thing that we've been looking at with Dennis Allen is how it frees up his ability to scheme when he has everybody healthy out there. So, getting Tremaine Edmonds back could be a really big one for the Chicago Bears, but that was the positive one. We had some ones that are a little bit concerning when it comes down to it. Ben Johnson was asked about Rome Odunze's foot injury and whether the team would shut him down for a stretch to get him healthy and ready for the playoffs. And Ben Johnson said this: "There's a case that we may need to protect him from himself. All things are on the table." So Rome Odunze is questionable, right? We'll see if the Bears end up shutting him down. It definitely seems like he's not going to practice this week, so it just doesn't seem like he will, by those words by Ben Johnson. But we've seen players go a different way, and maybe he can progress along. Ben Johnson did say that Rome wants to be out there. Rome wants to help this team win football games. And if he's not, that's what we'll see out there. If Rome Odunze can't get back out there on the field, but the hope is that Rome Odunze is going to be able to get back out there. He's going to help the Chicago Bears team win some football games, because Lord knows that we need the help from Rome Odunze and what he's been able to provide this Bears team, this season, being Caleb Williams' favorite weapon. And maybe at sometimes it may be a detriment to the other wide receivers sometimes for at that, but you want a guy that's become your quarterback's favorite weapon. You drafted Rome Odunze in the same draft as Caleb Williams for them to be that 1-2 punch, and we'll see what's going to happen there. Then the next one that's concerning is Luther Burton, right? The injury news for Luther Burton It is what it is. Johnson is optimistic that the injury won't sideline him for long. After he did leave Sunday's game, he had 6 catches and 84 yards in that game. Ben Johnson saying this: his ankle is something we're working through and talking about. We'll see how this week goes in terms of whether we'll have him available Saturday night or not, but it's more of a day-to-day type deal with him. So it doesn't seem as concerning as Rome Odunze's, but if you're already missing Rome, you need Luther Burton out there. Now, can DJ Moore do it by himself? We'll see, right? Like, Olamide Zaccheaus would have to really step up. In that case, if we're going to have that, maybe we even have to use Devin Duvernay some. And actually, as a wide receiver, that ends up coming to be what could pass. But when you look at it, if Rome and Luther Burton are all out, that means our 3 wide receivers are going to be DJ Moore, Olamide Zaccheaus, and Devin Duvernay also, and maybe with the chance of Jahade Walker as well, with him being elevated from the practice squad, and Maurice Alexander as well, who was elevated. So, we'll see what happens there. But, the Bears could go very well from their wide receiver room being one of the deepest to one of the weakest, depending on how this goes. So we'll see how that shakes out for the Chicago Bears. But injury updates all up and down the team. Of course, I can't blame the team for wanting to make sure they have an opportunity for guys to be healthy in the playoffs because, listen, the Bears are close. I think they need 2 more victories to completely lock in a playoff berth. They can maybe get it with 1 more, but I want 2 more to just go ahead and make it secure, and we'll see what the Bears can get done with that, man. So, overall, some injury updates, both good and some concerning and some bad, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully the Bears don't have to shut down Rome Odunze completely, but we'll see what's going to happen there. We got Shane in the building. Says we need to get as healthy as we can right now. 100%. Willie Beeman, I'd let Rome sit to the playoffs. Don't want his injury to get worse. Completely understand, because the last thing that you want is to play him and then the injury gets worse and then he's guaranteed to be out for the playoffs, right? Yeah, don't rush it, bro. Agreed. Don't rush it if you don't have to. Willie Beeman also saying Tremaine Edmonds is the last piece. I mean, in a lot of ways, yeah. I mean, especially when you look at in coverage, we haven't, if I'm not mistaken, other than the partial game that Jalen Johnson played, we haven't had a game with Jalen Johnson and Tremaine Edmonds out there together at all this season, right? Like I said, other than a partial game. So when you look at the way that Tremaine has been in coverage this season for the Chicago Bears, you add that to Nashawn Wright, Kevin Byard, and how they're getting interceptions, Jalen Johnson, how he is in coverage. The Bears, ability to guard the pass can get a lot better with having all those guys out there, especially for a playoff run. So we'll see what happens. It's crazy we're having a great season and fighting for playoff football. It's a great time to be a Bears fan. I mean, Ricardo, and then think about this. We're doing that while we have had major injuries to key pieces all season long. And we've still been able to perform like we have been. That's huge, man. That's huge. Luther, Colston have become his go-to guys now. I mean, not really. I mean, Rome is still the guy who gets the most targets. But slowly but surely, Colston Loveland and Luther Burton have definitely risen up. Like, they have gotten more and more targets, more and more opportunities to scheme. Rome Odunze is still Caleb Williams' favorite weapon, though. There's just no doubt about that. He's still the favorite weapon. I think we go 13-4, potentially getting the number 1 seed. If the Rams lose another game, Rome and Gordon should be shut down for the year. Hey, listen, if we win on Sunday and get to 11, right? To get to 11 wins with 2 games left, I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree with you. Like, just go ahead and just shut them down to the playoffs. Maybe play them a couple of reps in the last game. If, just kind of get over any hurdles of sitting out so long, maybe, right? But I'm not against what you're saying, especially if we keep winning. I'm not against that at all. I think we go 13-4, 12-5 if we drop the 49ers game. Kyle Shanahan is definitely a play calling guru. That's a fact. That's a big fact in that one. So I just wanted to bring this injury update. We'll see what the future does hold for the Chicago Bears in that sense. But as things stand right now, Tremaine Edmonds could make his return as soon as Saturday against the Green Bay Packers. We'll see what happens there. They opened up his 21-day window. Rome Odunze sounds like he is not going to be playing on Saturday. And, it seems like there's a battle there between his desire to be on the football field and maybe the medical staff and the coaching staff trying to safeguard him against himself. And then Luther Burton is day-to-day. So Luther can go anywhere between You look at the first injury report released, and would it be in a short week? Maybe he does miss the game, but we'll end up seeing what happens with Luther Burton as well. So we'll see what happens. But overall, still very happy with the place that the Chicago Bears are in right now. I think this season has been a revelation of a season for the Bears, and I love seeing this. This team is stacking wins, and as they continue to get healthy and head into another massive test this upcoming week against the Green Bay Packers, we'll see what's going to happen here. If you guys enjoyed the live stream, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well, turn on notifications so you don't miss anything when we go live. When Bears news drops, we drop. Very simple process here at Chicago Bears Central. Make sure you guys are following us at Chi Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. And lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Chi-Town up, Bear down, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.